Alright, here we go. This is a ranked 2v2 on Duel between the red team in the upper left, JACTrooperIS. I think I'll go with JACTrooper, easier to say. In the, the Apache Helix, and his teammate micheleto26 in the Medic Osprey, and their opponents, the Carbon team, in the bottom right, propropropro in the Alpha Striker. Wow, he has an Alpha Striker. How about that? I didn't know that. And Hugot in the Medic Osprey. So it is Osprey on both sides with a Helix and a Striker as the other mech. Pretty typical nowadays. Helix and Striker, both very, pretty much mechs of choice at this point. You pretty much see less Hog, Paladin, Bomber, and all that stuff. Clearly, Saucer is not necessarily the best, even though it has been buffed recently. I mean, Turk was using it in the tournament pretty effectively, but you never actually really know if that is just the OPness skill. I don't know what the hell of that player or not, or the actual mech. But let's see. You do not see Neo. Neo is probably considered the least powered mech at this point in time. But we do have pretty standard builds, typical openings. The red team actually going with Necros for the goalies on the left side, and the Carbon team just, oh god, look at all these jokers spammed here at the bottom by, I'm pretty sure that was Hugot. And now they are starting to sort of start with the mid-fight. No, we do have Pro with a few flamers doing some moneymaker harass. We'll probably get some as none of the red players are in the area. They are starting to respond pretty quickly, but they have not been able to save any moneymaker so far. Two have already gone down, and oh, what's interesting, Hugot kind of lifted off and didn't get the finish on that last one, but the flamers that were dropped initially do get the kill, but Hugot does go down. It looks like Pro will go down as well, does not reach the neutrals in time to be able to get a pseudo self-destruct. But JACTrooper and micheleto have been able to resurrect two goalies. It does look like they've only been able to get two, as yeah, there are only two out here on the field, so they were able to get 2 out of the 3 necroed, and they have not rebuilt any of the moneymakers. So 3 moneymakers down for the red team. The Carbon team does not. I mean, there wasn't really any harass by the Carbon team at all. JACTrooper doing a little bit of scouting and a flamer drop there, but look at all the jokers here at the bottom right-hand corner. What is the Carbon team going to decide to do with it eventually, or at all? And the red team definitely has the advantage in the mid-fight. A couple of Carbon Geminis moving up from the bottom. But they are going to get kind of picked off by the red team as they have a lot stationed over here. It does look like Hugot is still making his mass cluster of jokers, and he is not stopping still. Oh, it does look like he is mass selecting now, sending out. Will he set them on capture, or will he send them on attack? If they are on capture, they will get a very, very good surround on this middle outpost, and jokers at this point pretty much considered OP, and they will be able to get a pretty good surround, but it does look like he has not set them on attack, or on capture. He has set them on attack. The red team definitely does see this. Let's see if they can actually mount the defense at their fort. Do have bombs coming out by both of the players on the red team, and it will allow the Carbon team to do a little bit of work on this middle outpost. It's not really that well defended, but it's defended enough such that they won't really be able to get a great grasp on it. But we do have a lot of repositioning here by the, well, not a lot, but a fair amount of repositioning here by Hugot. Oh, and he's actually spreading it around. Oh, but does get finished off trying to do that, I don't know, trying to drop on that left side. All the jokers have been killed. A fair amount of damage has gone down on the red team's fort, though. It's about almost half, I would say. And now the runner's spawning, yes, but the Carbon team has been able to neutralize his middle outpost. No, okay, the goalie does finally go down. I was going to say nothing really has been killed, but now JACTrooper is here. He will be able to finish off this Longhorn on the ground. What is Pro actually bringing to the fight? Just some flamers. Is he trying to capture this outpost under the Carbon control? If he was, I don't really know what he thought he would have been able to get out of it. Oh, and more jokers getting a surround on the middle outpost, but plenty of tanks here stationed in defense for the red team. They will be able to clear the majority of these jokers, if not all of them, before they really pose any kind of threat. Does look like Pro is coming back to the fight just as Hugot gets killed in the air by JACTrooper. And now we do have the red team retaking this middle outpost. The Carbon team just has those jokers on that one side that will be cleared pretty quickly, as there is a lot of mech presence and a lot of units over here in this area for the red team. The Carbon team now pushing out again with just 4 Gemini. Yeah, just 4. I don't know about that. It's a really weird decision. micheleto getting Pro killed in the air. It does look like the red team will be able to continue the pressure onto this forward outpost. And Lunchbox down on the forward outpost. I guess it kind of delayed that neutralization for a little while. And apparently Pro did get killed. When did that happen? Maybe I called that out. I wasn't even paying attention. But we do have micheleto and JACTrooper doing some scouting. does notice that this close outpost doesn't really have anything there. They still haven't rebuilt any of their moneymakers, so but I mean they have the advantage though, so I think they have the credit income. At least they very well should. Oh, but propro does grab that the credit box and will be able to get back to his close outpost before he gets killed. Will someone be able to get the right one? Yes, micheleto did not. He was not able to chase down propro. At the time he was grabbing that box, but doesn't have the presence of mind to grab the other one on the other side of the map. But at this point, the red team has 60 to 43 upkeep advantage. Lots of randomly patrolling jackals here, or jokers here, by Hugot. I'm not really sure the point of patrolling them like that. I guess to prevent them from getting bombed while he clusters them up. The red team doesn't really care, apparently, and they are starting to work on this forward outpost. Lots of heavy tanks here approaching, leapfrogging very well. And now they do have a Bertha pointing inward, and it does look like the carbon team is, you know, mounting a fair defense. This tech pod is back here on this back side of the outpost. Might, well, I mean, if the carbon team, if the red team does decide to push in, the carbon team will almost definitely lose that tech pod if they don't actually defend it or retreat it, because it does look like the red team has plenty of units to actually be able to move in here, and actually has a very, very good line of Longhorn over here, and they are starting to move them over for the forward fight. Even more Necros going down by this red team, and they are starting to resurrect all the units that the carbon team has over here. And it doesn't look like anything. Oh, but we do have propro with a few jokers over here trying to get this forward outpost neutralized. It probably isn't going to be that much of a threat, as there isn't really any team support or any infantry or anything like that, or anything moving in threatening too much. But Hugot still dropping a bunch of jokers on patrol. It's just such a weird thing to see, and it's not even like in a typical fashion. These jokers are just patrolling way out of the battlefield area. And it does look like propro. What does propro have in his cargo? Does have a few flamers trying to get something done, and does get finished off in the air by micheleto on the way out. In the meantime, the red team has been able to neutralize this outpost, clear the majority of the carbon units over here, and Hugot now massing up even more jokers. Let's see if the carbon team can actually turn this around in some way. The jokers are still randomly patrolling around this hole here. It's just so strange to see. And now flamers going down by JACTrooper. They will be able to neutralize this close, I'm pretty sure, as no one from the carbon team is responding. Oh, but Hugot now finally sending out all those jokers. Let's see if this Longhorn line can actually do the job. However, they have very, very slow turret rotation, so they might not be able to keep up with these jokers pushing past. The red team has been able to take this close outpost under the control, but there's a very long line of jokers going for that fort, and Hugot even bringing even more jokers. Just two, I guess. I don't know if that was really worth the ferry trip, but I guess he's microing them even closer. And yes, probably should concentrate on the corners. The red team now coming back to respond. They do have bombs, or at least JACTrooper does have bombs in queue. The red team health is going down very, very fast, though. A couple of defensive tanks going down to take a little bit of the damage, but quite a lot of jokers over here. The red team is down to less than a quarter of their life. Will they be able to survive? The carbon team is actually firing in as well. This might be actually the end of the game. There's quite a lot of jokers, and oh, actually the jokers have been thinned out dramatically. Hugot and propro are very low on health as well, and the jokers have not been able to get the finish. Hugot has been able to retreat away, but propro does get killed in that micro attack, and micheleto saying go, go. JACTrooper saying we need to send right now. And they do that. They do start to send from that middle outpost, and they do start to send from this close as well. They have quite a lot of units sitting over here. Let's see if they can actually move before propro and Hugot actually do some kind of drop or something like that, or another mass send of jokers. But there is definitely enough defense here at the fort now. There's a lot of Longhorn and a lot of Gemini. micheleto even dropping in a blocking position. Now we do have tanks approaching this fort, this carbon fort, and even a moneymaker gets repositioned for blocking purposes. Hugot trying to keep that alive with his medic Osprey. Does go down though. More tanks are approaching this carbon fort, and even a goalie. Have they been able? Okay, I guess they did send this unit cluster over here, and yeah, now more and more tanks. Will the carbon team be able to survive this? They probably should start to reposition their jokers behind the incoming tanks, so they can actually attack the back of the tanks for even more damage. But I don't know if they're going to be actually able to survive this. micheleto is bombing the defensive units as well, and the carbon team has lost more than half of their life at this point, and even, well, goalies and Longhorn over here. This is probably going to be it. I don't see the carbon team actually be able to pull off defense over here. micheleto even dropping with his ultimate to be able to get a mass heal on all of his fort attacking units, and this is probably going to be able to do the job. Just a little bit more now. The carbon team will be going down in defeat, and there you go. The red team, JACTrooperIS and micheleto26 combating that Joker spam of propropropro, and Hugot, taking this ranked 2v2 victory on Duel over that Carbon team, and almost got finished off by 2 massive Joker pushes, but they were able to mount enough of defense, bomb enough with the, they both had bombs in their loadouts, dropping those Geminis, maybe, noticing the mass of the Jokers that the Carbon team was using. Might have wanted to switch purely to Gemini in the middle of the fight, which Micheleto had, and maybe JACTrooper could have concentrated on other utility units. Had Ratchets in his loadout, could have done some support, maybe a few Longhorn for a little bit of a heavy attack. But yeah, the Carbon team did have goalies out on the field. They were able to break it. The red team was able to break it and defend those Joker pushes to the point where they were able to hold on enough to get that finish on the Carbon fort. Propro and Hugot, I kind of expected them to do some drops right at the end, especially because they had full life. They didn't really have to worry too much about an impending death. So a little bit strange there. I really did expect some kind of tank drop or last-minute Joker corner drops to be able to get that finish. Even 2 or 3 drops could have probably have gone down before the red team got the finish on that Carbon fort. But, that is it. That is game. The red team taking this ranked game on Duel over the Carbon team. So, guys, if you have any replays to send to me, you know what to do. I'm a little tired of saying it, but I have been getting a lot more replays recently, so I'm really thankful to everyone who has been sending me replays. Big one up to you guys. This is RUI, and that is game. See you next time.